Hey guys, and how's it going? I have a friend of mine who builds custom bikes, pedal bikes, for athletes for the most part. Athletes and I guess people that are really into bicycles. So he makes custom bikes, and part of his custom bike building is he got into working with a bunch of electric bikes for some companies, and they started manufacturing some stuff in China. So he's involved in the R&D part of it and building some stuff. And one of the things they did is they shipped him some bikes that they had already made. And I don't think he has anything to do with these. They just wanted him to do some work on the design of these. So they got mailed to him, and apparently they had a slight issue of catching fire. And that kind of put the kibosh on it. So he ended up with a bunch of bikes after they confiscated the batteries. The batteries are what were cooking on them. So they took all the batteries away. They have been long gone, but the main part of the bikes are still here. As far as what I understand, this is a 72 volt hub motor. The electric motor is in the back rim. 72 volts is really high. I haven't even heard of that. It was 24, then it went to 36, and then 48 is the highest I've heard. These are 72 volt, and they were meant to do, I think a friend of his rode one. It said it got up to about 45, which is fast. Essentially, it looks like a moped, about the same size and scale as a regular gas-powered moped. So he was cleaning out. They were going to go to the scrapyard. Instead, gave me a call and said, would you be interested in these for any of your projects and whatnot? I said, sure. So I don't know what we're going to go do with them, but I figured we can go educate ourselves, try some things, possibly get one to run, and go from there. So let me get regrouped, get you in a stand, and see what we got. So some of the things that are unbolted from this one would be that would get bolted right there. It looks like it's kind of a crash guard and a place to store some bits in it. To me, it looks like a pair of slippers. And then there was a trunk right here, and I would say it probably went handle up. And I believe that is located, I'd say, right about there. And that's where the batteries were. And I believe it used two 36 volt batteries, are what were in it. And again, of course, they're long gone from now. I do have chargers for it also that would charge for a 72 volt battery. I don't know. Do you want to try and see if we can hook up some way to get some power to it, where we can get some voltage to the motor setup and see if the bike lights up, see if the bike actually does anything. So that's the next step I'm going to work on. And you guys have looked at this thing about as much as I have too. I pretty much loaded up the truck and brought them home. I see a power, I'm going to say that's an inlet right there. I'm going to go see if any of the cords fit that. And let's go see if a power cord will fit inside there and see what we can do with back feeding it. So here's the two chargers. And both of them look like they have that type of cable on the end of it. I would be afraid they just don't have enough current to put out. So which ones are checked off on here. 73 volts with 4 amps on that one. And this one is, I don't see a current output on this, unless it's in writing. Let's go try this one. Let's go plug it in, just see if it does anything at first. I went, whoa. What do you say? We just give it a whirl. Hopefully that'll plug into there. Not, we'll open it up and make it plug in. I just don't have anything that will take that kind of voltage, put out that kind of voltage. Alright. So this thing has a key on it. Let's go. Let's let up. Everything came to life. Let me hold on one second and grab a stool. Yeah, I would guess it's going to say state of charge. That's going to be, looks like high beam. Let's see if we can turn the headlights off altogether. Thresholds are flashing. What do you think would make it go or not go? I can't read that. Kill. Just want to rotate the throttle and see if it. I would think it would just kick right out, but let's. I don't know. I wouldn't exactly say that's 45 miles an hour, but I wouldn't say it's bad either. Let's see what the current goes down to. It's staying pretty good. Yeah, I would call that. Now we lost it. Wonder if I have to hit the button every time for it to go. Yeah, we lost everything altogether. I wonder if we got overzealous with our. Yeah, looks like we lost power. It worked for a second. I feel that being hot. What's your thoughts, guys? Yeah, we'll let that cool off for a minute, maybe. Yeah, I cycled the power supply and it came back on. So I wonder if we can go without this switch being on. I'm not sure if this is a kill or not. Yeah, it'll go. There's a speedo. And it's in kms per hour. Yeah, so that's probably where it gets its 45. It's doing more like 55 somethings. And then the power dropped out on it again. Yeah. Well, I guess until I get some batteries, how much farther can we really go with it, you know? Can't put it on the ground and drive it with the extension cord connected to it, at least not very far anyway. Might as well go look over it a little bit more. It's got a set of racks that flip down you can attach to on the side. I don't think the seat flips up or does anything. I don't see rear suspension on it. It looks like it's fixed. Yeah, I don't see a pivot. I don't see any shocks anywhere on it. So the rear is fixed, but it does have front suspension on it. It looks pretty beefy too, a decent size. It has a pin. It looks like you put a key in it. The pin comes out and you put the pin through the wheel. Keep people from rolling away with it. I don't know if it's 6 volt or 12 volt. Oh, I think it's probably going to be 12 volt. Feels like a glass lens. The plastic isn't even off of the gauges. Again, they just shipped them to him to do some modifications to. But again, that went nowhere. And that is, I think it was about 4 years ago. I think he's been sitting since 2014. Not sure what that's supposed to be the symbol of. Bull. I guess worst case, we could even make it into like a gas moped too, or best case, make it into a gas moped. So I think we can have fun with this however we feel. If you guys want to put some suggestions into what we can make out of this, but I got to show you something else first before we go any further with that. But we can either have and make a really fun project out of them. We can try to get them back up and operating like they were with 2 decent quality batteries. If anybody knows a link to some. The problem with electric vehicles of any sort is the cost of the battery situation is probably there more than the bikes themselves for the most part. And I think around 200 bucks a piece you would need two of them, so that's $400 in batteries alone just to get this up and running. So if anybody has a link to or know where to get the bike batteries, or whoever wants to sponsor some batteries towards this, it might make for a really cool project. So we can have some fun with it. And again, if not, it has, moped size tires and stuff I could use for other machines. So let's just take a second. I want to show you one other thing. All right, you ready for that other thing? I got 4 more of them. So one that was ridden for quite a while, you could tell it has some rust on it. This is the one that probably has some hours on it. And he told me it probably runs at 45, but it's probably doing 45 on what that gauge said. So again, that's kilometers. I think you're gonna knock that down to maybe 30, which is about normal speed for a moped, what they're supposed to be geared at. So we may be able to take these 4 or 5 and make something cool out of them. I'm thinking maybe a full drive go-kart, electric go-kart. I like that idea. Who knows? So if you guys want to play along with me and write some comments down below what you think we can do with them. Just give me a heads up. They all look pretty decent too. I don't see any real bad battle scars on them. Again, these 4, the one in there and these 3 right here, have never even been run. And this is the only one that's got some time on it. You see where it's, again, been rusting up. So with that, guys, I'm going to go wrap this one up and make a little quick video. Again, it's just like a teaser maybe of what things are to come. I'd like to find out how many watt that is. I think they are kind of topping out. And I don't know. I've only built 1.5 electric bikes in my past. I would say that is probably, I think to go to 750, this might even be higher than that, might be 1,000 watt. I'm looking at the girth of how much motor housing is on that, and I'm trying to compare that to what I've been seeing online. I have a 750 wheel out back, and I believe it's a little smaller than this, but again, the rim is larger. I think it's a 26-inch rim, and this is a moped 17, so I'm sure that's going to convert over. All right, guys. Well, I think they're pretty cool. I think that's, again, we could have some fun cutting them up or even just kind of making them so they function again. So with that, guys, I'm going to sign off. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up and a comment. If you want to keep coming back and see what I make, why don't you give me a little sub button. This is pretty much what we do. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks. See ya. What do you think that remote does? Security system, maybe? There you go.